Good morning. My name is Supreme Apostle Vacha Iron. I'm Supreme Apostle of Supreme King Jesus Christ and the Church of Jesus Christ of Saints. This is from the Royal Tour from Sloane Square, the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea, in the Royal Capital of England, in Greater London. I, Supreme Apostle Vacha Iron, as Supreme Apostle of Supreme King Jesus Christ, I'm working on the project. By the project that I, Supreme Apostle Vacha Iron, am working on, members of the Church of Jesus Christ and other saints are supposed to experience translation of their souls and of the souls of their loved ones and neighbors into the glory of Supreme Elohim, Supreme Yahweh. In other words, the highest heavens on earth as the highest heaven, and the ascension into the presence of our only God, omnipotent and omnipresent, Supreme Elohim and Supreme Yahweh, to stay with God for all eternity, to have eternal life. So, I suppose upon that we may ascend very early, extremely early, like about now. So I hope that we can now see the cloud of highest heaven, the escort cloud, the great light increase in this room, and escort angels to deliver me up into the highest heaven, so that we will stand, so we may have some more power in our prayer, and we may experience the actual exaltation right now. So until the actual exaltation will happen, until the escort angels will deliver us after the presence of our Maker, of our Creator, Supreme Elohim and Supreme Yahweh, we may be seated and we get some more of the knowledge of how can we engage unified, so we might have eventually a great, or actually a great team, actually great division to ascend into high seven. So we have in this time 2016, 29th of April 2016, we count approximately with 2,600 millions of disciples of Jesus Christ to ascend to highest heaven, as many was baptized and was confirmed members of one of the Christian denomination. We hope many more, so maybe also 3 billion, also 4 billion. And if we ascend right now into highest heaven, or actually early, it will be helpful. Many expect miracles to happen. Many believe in miracles. I myself was just now expecting exceedingly great, the greatest miracle that could happen to my soul, to be delivered for all eternity just a few seconds ago. So we still believe that it might happen any second from now on. And I think that you shall vote there for me, that I'm sending this hopeful video that gives you firm hope and ascension of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was 33 years of age as he was ascending up from the top of the Mount Scopus. That is actually part of the Mount of Olives near Jerusalem, somewhere near the University, Brigham Young University, Jerusalem Center, somewhere above the main upper building where the organ is situated. There is maybe the Hebrew University of the government of the Jewish Israel, as it has been now about in 2016. It's exciting to have 12,000 of each tribe of Israel. So we have 12 tribes of Israel, 12 to 13. So of each tribe, it's supposed to be 12,000 ascending. Also of Judah, 12,000 at about this time. So I hope that we have prepared a great numbers, and we have also great reserves to prepare to ascend to highest heaven. So if it will be next second to next few minutes that I'll ascend, I could propose that we might have some more of um, saints and more of the Israel to ascend. Those tribes that are associated with Ephraim that are maybe centered in Salt Lake City in Utah. So I was about to actually super Jesus Christ here in royal capital of England in Greater London, in royal borough of Kensington, Chelsea, in the Sloane Square, somewhat lower. And underground we have here a cafeteria bar, and we have here a restaurant in the Royal Court, which is royalty. And we have here quality of the crowd, so we look forward to experience some increase of intellect of mind of all those viewing. So we may experience more of the presence of our Maker, of our Creator, Supreme Elohim, as well as Supreme Yahweh. So I suppose was actually my about the influence of the Holy Spirit more perfectly. So we actually are looking forward to unify. So we might have um, something better than the spirit of ecumenical unification. As you know, the Jan Amos Comenius was for the Czech Republic. That was Kingdom of Czechs. Sometimes in after the Americas was discovered by Columbus, the Jan Amos Comenius was birth and was evangelically very active in evangelical church after the formation, and was then sometimes moved from Czech and Slovak Republic, where he was mostly preaching the ecumenical doctrines to Holland. So we now hope to have something better, some more unity of Ephraim that is actually set up in the Church of Jesus Christ here in the royal capital of England, as well as in Salt Lake City, Utah. And then we also have Judah, the Jews, and they actually have also two centers in US as well as in Israel, as we mentioned. That's where Jesus Christ was ascending to highest heaven. Now, to get some more knowledge of what is actually happening since 700 years before Jesus Christ was having birth, there the northern tribes of Israel. So we are in the presence of God, therefore we have only spirit of prayer. So we dedicate this video to something else. So it might be more present, so we might not have anyone else that has the harmonical spirit of prayer to God with us. So we may ascend into the presence of God, into this most glorious home in highest heaven. So we see that we are having perils and holiness for those that are fairly white and holy, right? So the others may silently please listen and get in harmony with the spirit of prayer. So we actually thinking of the authority of Jesus Christ of His presence. We might have some more knowledge that we have Jews recognized for the last about 4,000 years. Jews recognized and are keeping their identity. Now, the other disciples of Jesus Christ, except Jews, they mostly know that they belong to Israel. Maybe it doesn't yet exactly know what tribe they belong to. They just belong to Jesus Christ mainly, and then also to Israel. Those are Ephraim, and that's those that was scattered approximately 700 years before Lord Jesus Christ, our saving Lord Jesus Christ, was having birth in Bethlehem. But Jesus Christ is only begotten Son of the Most High Heavenly Son of Father, our only God, omnipotent and omnipresent, and was actually having birth then after Jesus was returning from the captivity that they was receiving 600 before Jesus Christ was having birth in Bethlehem. Jesus was actually begotten in Nazareth, and then he was actually sharing with us how it would be that Jews would be first, then Greeks, because Greeks and Romans was in the meantime the last 700 years since before Jesus was born until the time as Romans were occupying Israel, the Holy Land. They was turning Ephraim, so they was influenced by the Israel posterity that was scattered towards Syrians, Hittite, Greeks, as well as Rome. Now we have this great time of gathering of those that was scattered, and Israel was scattered in America and to Israel, Holy Land. So if you remember how it was in the time of Jesus Christ, there was a great European Union of Roman emperors. Now we have again European Union under the leadership of the Salt Lake City mainly. So we have American forces everywhere together with American forces and British forces. There is great influence between American and British. So we have quite a schooners from America, and then comes this confusing questioning by Europeans what it all means. We have seen submarines and so many fleets and airplanes with the American flag sign, American signs all over Europe, right? So it's some serious event. We actually take to American what this they themselves eating flesh, right? They eat that animals. Then we was in the Machine Training Center, right with the shoot was Thomas Fitzgerald. So their answers are quite different, so not always correct. Therefore, there's not always so much knowledge to get unified. So we actually maybe think about to organize the actual intelligent learners, right? And I should bring up also Baksha Evil am here the most intelligent disciple of Jesus Christ to preside over the United Nations in this time and to arrange the actual lawful mass of the constituting. So we need actually a new constitution. So I actually need helpers. I need actually many helpers. We remember Jesus Christ having 12 disciples, then he was having also about 100 others as 70s. Each of them had families that were sympathizing with Jesus, so that could be up to 30,000 or maybe 10,000 of souls that was together with Jesus, and then of course some more followers was sometimes meeting with Jesus. Another 7,000, so it could be another 100,000 souls involved with Jesus quite closely. Then Jesus was actually ascending, and now for us comes this very valuable commission. It was actually committed to this about to promise or keep the commitment, and we will gather Israel and disarm into highest heaven. So as soon as I'll become president of the United Nations, that will be quite easier. We will have a new constitution consisting of the preamble and 10 articles of the constitution. The constitution is approximately the same as 10 commandments given by Yahweh to Moses. That was interpreted by Jesus Christ and is written about in the New Testament. And it is newly modernized by mine by certain Apostle Baksha Eva. So, for instance, the first commandment that thou shalt have only one Most High Heavenly Son, Father, only one God, that is the Most High, and no other before Him or above Him. So that will be in the sense that we shall love our God first with all our heart and mind and strength, and ascend to His presence. The second to love neighbors will be given the second article. That's about that we shall not do much more, neither much less. Just a true order of prayer circle. This type of wedding. So that's that wedding, true order of prayer circle. To find partners in some type of perfect prayer. That was also ever mentioned in Old Testament. And fasting. Fasting must not always be that we just abstaining from food and drink. It might just be that what has been in Genesis, first book of Moses, chapter 1, explained in verse 29. To partake ultimately of those herbs that are pleasing unto the sight of God and good food, the sight of God clearly. Closer about the food is then mentioned in the Article 6. So Article 3 is about to rearing the children, as we shall rear and raise the children by the word of God and in the name of God. The name of God most excellently sounding at Jesus Christ. Governments that maybe still apply in this time, but we need to change, right? We need to repent, we need to be somewhat more unified with God, somewhat integrated with God, and also one denomination with the other denomination and together to be somewhat more friendly. So we need to govern by a price also from Sabbath to Sabbath by a price of the same. Fourth paragraph, fourth of article, or fourth of the commandment that helps us. This constitution of that we speak, it's got also preambula. So preambula is in a sense the name of constitution. The name of constitution is this is the perfect new constitution of Jesus Christ. Preambula is this is Supreme Elohim, is Supreme Yahweh's constitution of Supreme Elohim, Supreme Yahweh by the power of the Holy Spirit and the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. The citizens and presidents of the United Nations, the neighbors and friends, to experience the translation of the souls. God is Yahweh. So that's what we actually need to do in a system of supremacy, leadership, and management. To have it light and easy, as Jesus Christ is promising to us, that it ought to be. So it's not anything that will bring us to great anything else as the glory. So there's nothing else, just more easiness and more lightness, as I am promising to you. We was also before the paragraph 5 or the article 5 of the commandment of the fifth commandment is to honor ancestors and to bring redemption to ancestors, to redeem them by our active church, knowledge, and chemistry, and by submitting the names of our ancestors, eventually some more information about them to vicarious witness in the temples of the Church of Jesus Christ in America. Quite many, more than 50 temples. Here in England, we have two temples. One is one temple in South Surrey. Now in North Surrey, we have the National Archives, the Premises Center, so it might be easy. It's organized up to this time by Supreme Lord Yahweh for us all. Especially, I was prepared to lead our assembly as a child of God. So I am accurately exactly who I am. I am a child of God, son of God. And I'm asking to have same rights as the only begotten Son, named Jesus Christ, is only begotten in Nazareth and was born in Bethlehem, in Holy Land that is approximately over 2,000 kilometers from here. Something 2,600 is from London, the Holy Land, or Jesus Christ was born in Edinburgh. Now, from Nazareth to Jerusalem and down 400 meters under the level of the ocean, where Jesus Christ was baptized there near village Bethsaida. That's about 80 kilometers, if I remember well. Or is it only 40 kilometers? So that's what we imagine. It might be 80,000 steps for Jesus to walk from Nazareth down to Bethsaida to be baptized. That's 400 meters under the ocean level. Water level of the ocean is 400 meters higher than the Bethsaida place where Jesus Christ was baptized. And then nearby from the Mount of Olives, it's not very far, maybe only about 5 kilometers, 6 to 7 kilometers from Bethsaida, where Jesus was baptized, is Mount of Olives. And there Jesus was ascending extremely far. It could be 1 million galaxies to the center. So we as planet Earth and our solar system is not very far from the center. Our God is center for us in the creation of whole universe. It's all lights in the whole universe. Therefore, Our God will not live anywhere in peripheral place, on a border of darkness, but in the middle of our light, in the middle of the universe. And that's what we, of course, know. And might remind each other and rejoice together from the best books, edify one another from the best books, to ascend to the presence of the research of all power and of all happiness and joy. Paragraph 6, as we mentioned, paragraph 6 is about kindness. So we actually do not experience anything else as kindness. Is repentance. It's really glorious and kind here in real courts. I'm so pleased. My mind is full of exact. So I really am people by good spirits. And I feel that it is easy for us to feel that we are in the presence of God. Regarding kindness, we need to follow approximately two. So if we say that commandment 6 about kindness is article, might consist of two paragraphs. First paragraph speaks about the word of wisdom we shall eat and drink. So it is on those herbs ultimately that are pleased unto the sight of God and both good in the sight of God freely, eventually prudence and thanksgiving. Now, the second paragraph is to administer equality of the household of heaven and equity of the household of heaven, as the Supreme King Jesus Christ was second time finally among us. Here is a reference of the second coming of Jesus Christ that was prophesied by two individuals that appeared. The record of this appearance of two individuals in one appearance. So there is American apparel and then there is a white apparel of those individuals. Um, that is recorded in a record of St. Luke, the evangelist. That's got the Gospel of Jesus Christ by St. Luke the evangelist, and then also Acts of Apostles. And the actual record of appearance of those individuals is in a book of Acts of Apostles by St. Luke the evangelist, chapter 1, verse 9. And they spoke to those apostles that was witnessing the ascension of Jesus Christ into high heaven and was absolutely amazed. And they were saying in a sense, ye men of Galilee, why are you gazing towards heaven? The same Jesus Christ will descend or appear again or return again as you saw him ascend. So likewise, Jesus Christ was ascending according to the record of St. Luke the evangelist. In the book of Acts of Apostles by the Son of the Evangelist, discussion return again. So we're so happy to be crowned by the presence of God here in Sloane Square in the Royal Court of the British Royalty and Royal Capital of England and Royal Kensington Chelsea in Great London. And we are in European Union, the non-confrontative organization United Nations, united with Salt Lake City, Utah, US, and also with Russian Federation, Moscow, as well as with Israel and their government in Tel Aviv. So we may experience some more of exaltation to Israel that is at the moment still scattered abroad in Israel, in America, in Europe, into the Russian Federation and other places around the world. Let us after seeing working with more maybe about chastity. So ladies seeing what is the modern expression of chastity is in a sense that one man can marry one or more women, first Jews, then Greeks, or with other words, that one man can marry one or more women, first Jews, now Greeks. We now are in 21st century, it's time when the last became the first, even if it was scattered to Greeks, and Romans and to Europe Union. You know, Europe was a princess summer and Greece. Now we are naming Europe, also Scandinavia, also the Java, so Russia, up to Vladivostok. Everywhere there is also Europe, almost in Asia is actually Europe at this time. And we hope that also Israel will be again added to Europe as it was in the time of Jesus Christ. So we actually have now confession of European officers with Greece, with Turkeys, so that might have some more of celestial times in Turkey, and then they might get stepped towards friendship with Israel. They might like to become a part of the European Union. We are very grateful that such diplomatic band way as the European Union is dealing with the Southeast countries to become members. We were somewhat disappointed there was on the east-north border that there was some east-middle border conflict between Ukraine and Russia, or between Ukrainians and Ukrainians. We hope that those things we might have around will bring only peace. Also, southern in northern Africa, and also there's Syria. Now we remember that in Syria there was also conflict. It's awkward that way. So we hope to have there only in kindness, as we was just mentioning. We have still we was at the Article 7. Now we have 3 more articles: 8, 9, and 10, and that's all the Constitution. Article 8 is about the generosity in forgiving. So that's all the article um, 8 that we might explain at a later occasion. Article 9 is humility, to acknowledge gratefully and with courage that all talents and abilities are gifts of God. I mentioned that I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter Saints. I am Supreme Apostle in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter Saints, 7 to high 7 right now, or exceeding early. So I hope that a generous number of saints accepted Jesus Christ send it with me now or do. And we think that the most beautiful, most courageous, and most grateful expression of our humility or acknowledgement of all talents and abilities are gifts of God are threefold mission of the Church of Jesus Christ. First of all is to share the gospel, proclaim the gospel to those that are not yet baptized, very valuable. It might not need to be a racist, even that racists maybe have less gospel as Europeans, because in Europe we have this wide tradition of white appeal of the Christianity for us 1,500 years or more. Right? Because Jesus Christ also was birth in Bethlehem that was born in Europe, so it's 2,060 years of history of Christianity. And before Christianity was sometimes in the form of Israel believes in one God and Yahweh is Jesus Christ. So racism was maybe somewhat behind and before. Now this is getting into Christianity, but we still have excellent Europeans that was influenced by different most atheism that was sort of for a while getting some lost from the Christianity. So now we hope to pick again all the souls to salvation of Jesus Christ, whether as young children or youth or young and grown up age. So this is the first commission, the most first expression of humility or acknowledging the old times of its support. Now the second commission is to perfect those that are baptized, so that might right now to ascend. Eventually they might memorize this new modern constitution. Get modern measures. In America, that's very popular. They not only to partake of those herbs that are recent to the sight of God, but also good food. I mean, they obtain many of them with the same reason also from alcohol, coffee, tea. And there's still many drinks in a bar or in a restaurant to drink if you don't drink coffee, maybe alcohol, other smoke cigarettes. Or in America, there's now such a new mode of marijuana smoking legally. They have legalized, so that's really hope that will not happen. We have Dutch, Holland nearby, so if anybody is very much hungry, they maybe go there. So we are very grateful that in Angola we have such a purity of from such drugs. And we actually given that as an option. Maybe that's my explanation. We don't need to just to get perfect. It's exactly what we just speak about. Charity is will of God. It's to get appropriate constitution, proper life skill for every individual to write early as their children or youth to be quite good and transparent what they actually want, so others might help them to accomplish. And actually, I just realized in my 20s that that's really expected by the elderly people, by all people that do transparent want, that might happen to us only that will go like to, as we'll be finally in heaven, and we'll have lots of respect to how what's going on. So we hope that we ascend to heaven the faithful mission is to be our ancestors. So we was actually not to give but repeating as the law of learning and the mother of wisdom. We have repeating here again. So giving our ancestors as ultimate grateful and practicing not the old principles subject to God. Humility. We are humble, want to be even humbler. That's the most power that we can get. So we know that every of these articles, there are 10 of them, every of these commandments is given of Moses by some other words. So that was maybe somewhat tough. In both something now we have more modern, and because that is much more gentler, is modernized. Article 10 is diligence. To diligently perform the will of God with charity. So we have. I think we can also sing, as we are not supposed to maybe sing our hymn of Great Britain of the United Kingdom, somewhat modified in the old version of God Save Our Gracious King. God save our gracious King, God save our noble King, God save the King. Send him victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us, God save the King. Thy choice has gifts instead, on him be praised to go, long may he reign. May he defend our laws and never give us cause to sing with heart and voice, God save the King. But brothers and sisters of the Church of Jesus Christ and other associates of the other denominations of Jesus Christ, eventually just neighbors and friends, I love God with all my heart, mind, strength, spirit. My neighbors is myself, and I thought that we might recognize Jesus as our King, especially in the religion. This will make the greatest joy to loyalty to most of my soul Satan and to others of royal highnesses and their friends. We shall make election to small souls as possible. Then I be close to their highnesses. I personally know very good how it is to be at home. It's my home. It's the only value with uncle 1,000. I'm not actually owner, but I know what good it belongs to. It's really get different to come to our courts and to feel that glorious spirit of God here. We can have influence those that have home to say I love you. Until we absolutely ignore those, we hope that will happen also according to Article every that is the same as the commandment of kindness. Number 6. That's the second part of the commandment. 6. Article 6 of kindness. It was just symbolizing so that would be glorious as we get it. So let us we're going to do diligence and let us sing we shall get exceedingly unified in due time in due course. It was helping me to be with missionaries of the Church of Jesus Christ, a lot of saints, to get some more knowledge of the Bible, some more knowledge of the Book of Mormon. We have a beautiful musical Book of Mormon in Prince of Wales Theater. So if anyone would like to have a view, I hope that we might the easiness in repentance. If we think that all is one Zion, we maybe repent to say that we now we look to heaven and we need to summarize how many souls was officially having record in the history of mankind in the last 2,000 years. There was ascending, so something that those souls are sending to be actually secret, hidden from the world, as Jesus Christ is hidden from the world, is in secret and advised openly. So let us have therefore someone great team in this time that Christianity is up to discuss with 2,600 million subjects to discuss with 2 billion and 600 million, so we can get secrets somewhat more know at least those that we know that they are Christians. Spirit of prophecy is valuable, many relying upon the spirit of prophecy, of course, of course, up there we go. It is good. But much better is much more excellent if we are learning maturity how it's supposed to act and if we get the protocol redone and if we help all those who supposed to have the protocol to get it. Maybe on conclusion we can sing the hymn from the hymn books of the Church of Jesus Christ with a melody that was selected to the Church of Jesus Christ. Answer to the novelizate the hymn books of the Church of Jesus Christ have just that melody at this time. memorize. It is lovely resources in the Gospel discussed by the Saint John the Evangelist, chapter 13, verses 33 to 35. As I have loved you, love one another. This new commandment, love one another. By this I may know that you are my disciples, if you have loved one to another. This is so beautiful to hope that we'll be exceedingly lovely and charitable. I'll save one another to the presence of Supernova and Supernova, and that we are, if not or not, if recognized or not, and will be transferred into the most glorious home of our Supreme God, or our Creator and Maker, in His closest presence, and closest presence to the closest presence of the Yeshua of Nazareth, that is now the great Yahweh, that shines gloriously white above the brightness of the sun. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, your sins are forgiven you. I'm calling you now to word. God be with us till we meet again.